Datsueba so important? She didn't used to be, but one event happened that made people lose their minds over her. Japan learned Buddhism from China, and at first, the Japanese Buddhist underworld looked a lot like China's. Then the Japanese learned that when you copy homework, you gotta tweak it a bit to make it less obvious. So they added a few things. One of those was Datsueba. In Meido, Granny takes your sweater. She started out a small character, but by the 1200s, she had become a well-known figure in the Hell community. But it was in the late Edo period that she became a star. Some things come and go, like fad toys, fad fashion, and fad economies. Japan had fad gods, and Datsueba became one of them. No one knows how the famous Edo Datsueba craze started. Maybe someone was tired of doing laundry and decided to pray to the ultimate clothes dryer, but we do know how it ended, with a huge scandal. It all started at the Shojuin Temple in Japan's capital of Edo. The temple had this statue of Datsueba that got really popular. Believers everywhere traveled to the temple to engage in a lot of believing. They thought she could fulfill prayers. Before all this craziness, people already thought that the statue could cure coughing. This might have been because the word for cough is seki, and the word for gate is seki. The old hag is often seen as guarding the gateway to the other world. But a deity who only saved you from a few coughs was like a Michelin star chef who only served cup noodles. Kinda lame. So people were like, no, I think she answers all kinds of prayers, I'm pretty sure. Claims that she helped with pregnancy were popular. Cloth plays a big role in Datsueba beliefs. Her statue was draped in floss silk, and she held a piece of cloth. Floss silk is silk threads that haven't quite decided if they want it to be fabric yet. It looks like cotton. Worshippers showered at the temple with offerings, the most common gift being cloth. This was kind of a memorial service for yourself, like, hey, here's some fabric, and when we meet again, if you could not strip all my clothes, that'd be great. There's some association between clothes and memories, so by stripping your clothes, she might be stripping your memories to prepare you for your next life. Temples often handed pregnant women maternal sashes as charms to help keep the bebe healthy enough to shimmy out of mommy. The crowds were bananas. Total B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Folks were showing up on regular old weekdays like they were holidays. The streets were packed with merchants drooling over the religious tourists ready to blow their coins on prayer merch. And the temple had a room dedicated to storing big piles of floss silk offerings. This new Datsueba was kind and helpful, but don't worry, the fad soon died out and the unmerciful old granny would come back. How did the fad die? Well, you know who liked the Datsueba craze the most? The monks of the Shojuin Temple. It warmed their hearts that so many devout believers were willing to travel so far away to give up all their money. The monks were swimming in coins and cloth, probably cloth, less chance of injury. The monks even politely asked people for huge donations, way more than you would probably give to an old lady, even if she did have her boobs out. Little did they know, the monks would be swimming straight into a courthouse. Local officials were not having it. How could Buddhist monks be so greedy without cutting them into the deal? They arrested a former chief priest, and the temple had to shut down for a bit. Unfortunately, when it reopened, the craze had disappeared, probably due to the scandal. Many of the beliefs about her during the craze stayed, like people still pray to her for a successful pregnancy. Her statue still sits today in the Shojuin Temple. She's not as popular as she once was, but she remains the most important figure in Meido. One, because she plays an important role in the judgment of your soul, and two, she's pretty much the only female figure in this place. Now, her peeling your skin is not that bad, compared to the tortures of the actual Buddhist hells, like that one hell where liars have their tongues pulled out, only for the tongues to regrow and get pulled out again. Click here to see all 8 Buddhist hells and their tortures. We have some new patrons today: Amira Noira, Dragon145, Alyssa Sternberg, Aaron King, Matoa, and Gyoshi. Thanks so much, you guys. Alright, I love you, and spread the knowledge.